Hi. I'm only about halfway through season 6, and I was wondering, Crowley's already the king of hell. Why?
Are you seriously asking me bloody questions about season 6?
Well, why would Crowley want a whole realm full of dead monsters? What's that gonna do? What's that gonna do?
Room full of what?
Like purgatory. It's just a place full of dead monsters, right? What's the whole big point of having a realm full of dead things?
Well, when you get to season 12, you'll find out. I think I came up hell around season 9. Kind of got boring. I love Ben Edlund, who's one of my heroes. He created the Tick.
Yes.
One of the greatest human beings on the planet. But he also wrote brilliantly on Firefly and a lot of other things. And he wrote on Buffy or Angel. And he created my character on Supernatural. And when he did the hell scene, where hell is actually just a line, with 6 billion people, and the idea that it goes click and then everybody just takes one step forward, and knowing that once they get to the end, they just go back to the beginning again. And I was like, you do realise people are going to think you mean a convention line. I was like, I never thought of that. I'm like, it's exactly like a line at a convention. And then...
This is actually a two-part question.
Oh, for God's sake.
Was it your choice to leave Supernatural, or was it just character development? And if it...
No actor in the history of the world has a choice whether they're on a show or not. It doesn't work that way.
So
The studio network renew your contracts at the end of the term of your contract. And every year they determine whether they pick you up on that contract or not. So I'd finished year 3 of a 4-year contract, and they decided not to exercise an option for 4th year. So pretending that it was my idea is a very I managed to get away with for a very long time. And the only input I had into it was going, dude, if you take me off the poster, I'm not coming back to your show. I don't do windows. I know there's a lot of people that have done like 1 and 2 episodes and have made a career out of, doing conventions and doing whatever. That's great. Fair play to them. I was the only 4th person on the poster. They put me on the poster in season 9. I wasn't a series regular. It was kind of interesting. They put the exterior poster of the church. Remember that one? It was 3 originally, and suddenly it became 4. By the time the DVD came out, I think they put me on the poster. They put me on the box. But I wasn't actually a series regular. They made me a series regular the next year for logistical reasons. It actually cost me money being a series regular on that show. I was making more money as a guest star. Literally, because I get paid a lot of money as a guest star. So, I was actually making more money. I had to pay cut because I had to live in Canada. Those people who actually live in Canada. I'd like to. How come we're all so close to the border then? That's the problem. I love it so much. It's just on the other side.
It gets really cold.
It's like Canadian bacon. No, hold on, I haven't finished spinach. What do you mean?
Sorry, I forgot it was a 2-part. I forgot.
That's something you need to go to.
No.
You're going to do something to do.
You're my last Q&A of the show.
Cool, I'll take it from you. Right? So the point is that, no, I mean, I literally said that. You take it off the post, I'm not going to do what they did to Misha in season, whatever it was, 7. I'm not doing it, it's ridiculous. And they just did what they did, and they decided to do what they do, and then so I had a conversation about, we did episode 21, and we got, the stuff for 23 came up. 21, by 21 I've been playing the same scene for 5 episodes. And apparently my character is really stupid and doesn't know that Lucifer might do something to me. This is a quite succinctly a problem since like season 10, which is like, you know, I'm not really doing anything, guys. Okay, fine, you know. They actually forgot they wrote me into the final scene of season 10. We're all looking up at something. They actually had no idea, there's no dialogue for me at all. I'm sitting there eating peanuts. I found peanuts, and I actually ate the bar out of peanuts, and that's why there's a mound of shells on the bar. There's literally nothing for me to do. I'm looking at some sort of hole in the sky, I think it was. I don't know, I never saw the episode. So 11, I was like, yeah. It started nice, didn't end up that good. 12 meant nothing to me, there was just no reason to. I think they were just treading water to see what they were going to do, and they decided they wanted to sort of reboot as they do every now and then. And they were like, well, we're not going to pick up. I'm like, yeah, no shit, shut up. So it's at 21, of course, they had me killed by Lucifer, but I didn't spark out. So he's obviously now so stupid that he doesn't know that I'm not dead because I didn't spark out. It's so weird. They kind of lost me at Rowena, is where they kind of lost me, because it was just the laziest thing they could have done. I think, I love what Ruth does. I think she's fabulous. Can you imagine how interesting it would have been if she was Crowley's ex-wife? Which would be fitting and accurate and reasonable. Makes absolutely no sense that he has a mother, because he doesn't have a mother, Fergus has a mother, and Crowley isn't Fergus. It doesn't fit, it just doesn't go. So it's never made any sense to me. So I ended up playing, whatever it was, 2 or 3 years of going, well, I don't have a mother, but I'll have to pretend that I do. Because everyone else has one, so why can't I? So it became a sort of really bizarre incestuous relationship. It just didn't make any sense. It was just lazy. It was literally lazy. I remember turning around when they wrote that in as the mother thing, and it was like, yeah, but what about the Mesopotamian story? And what about, it's like, oh, well, that doesn't matter, we're doing this. I'm like, okay. And she did great, she did really good at it, she's an interesting character. But it was much more interesting as a sort of, an ex-love interest. She's also vastly younger than me. You know, she was almost 20 years younger than me. So yeah, I mean, it was so interesting. So 21 makes no sense at all. And then 23, I got the script at 23, and I was like, oh God, this is just awful. And it wasn't good, it really wasn't good. There was a lot of stuff about Fergus and bits and stuff. I was like, so I called Andrew up, I wrote him a letter, and I said, look, thank you for everything you've done, I really appreciate it. I'm going to go out, why not, make it mean something in some way. And he did a rewrite. I wrote a bunch of stuff down. He did a massive rewrite on it. And it was really good. It was really tight, and it had a point to it. And then we got around to filming it, and we filmed all the bits that we wanted to do. And I gave it everything I could give it. And then they cut out the bits that were me in order to preserve what they wanted to preserve. So they let me have what I had, but they cut it out before it was edited. So that's why we have a even when I lose, I win shirt, as opposed to that line of dialogue is now missing from the story. Yeah, so it's a weird thing. So not any actor that says, I left, nobody left. They either got fired, or the best you can hope is by mutual consent. But it's rare. It's very rare. They don't want you to leave if you're popular. But they sort of back themselves into a corner with Crowley, really. And 8 years is a long time to do it. I really wasn't doing anything in season 11, and I certainly wasn't doing anything in season 12. So it's not like I was missing amazing storylines. I got dropped out of it out of nowhere. It was like, oh, the only interesting thing you can do with me is kill me at this point. So, and they didn't do that right. So, when I think of my time on Supernatural, I don't think it's seasons 11 or 12. It's all on the slightest. I think more of 8. Where it's fun to do. 5, when it was all optimistic, and he was like a pissed off middle management crossroads demon trying to get by. And those are fun things to do, and the evolution of that, and the fun things I did. I mean, even the stuff we did as Cass, where Cass and I were teamed up and running around, they cut all of that stuff out. Every time there was a pause or a look or a beat that made it funny, because he's really slow. No kidding. They would cut it out. So it dwells. It's like, yeah, okay, that's where the comedy was. So it got a bit sort of, when we got to the the sister's house, and he gets out of the truck and he starts looking at himself in the mirror. That went on for about 5 minutes. It's the funniest. I'm literally going. Cut it all out. Yeah, so it's fun. I missed the bit that they did that they screwed completely was Demon Dean. That would have been so much fun.
Yeah.
Could have run that whole season. It would have been really nasty. But you know, a lot of franchises get scared of doing that to your characters because, you know, you might sort of get them into a situation which they can't recover from.
So, first up, I just want to say that I'm really mad about what they did to the film. It's like,
Don't be mad.
I feel like they deserve so much more.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Listen, the bottom line is this. Let's cut to the hard stuff first, right? Let's get to what we really want to talk about. Right? Let's make it really easy for you. Listen. Supernatural is a show about the Winchesters. We watch it because we love the Winchesters. I watch it because I love the Winchesters. And it evolves, and it'll always evolve. It's always been that way. Seasons 1 to 5 were the Kripke years. That was a very distinct model of what was going on. And season 6, Sarah Gamble came in. Everyone's like, it's going to be terrible. How the hell do you turn this ship around from something that's like so obviously in one direction? And she managed to create some of the best episodes we've ever had in season 6. Season 7, through nobody's particular's fault, was I think the first time they tried to do a long story, and I don't think it was as good. It wasn't looked at as a very successful season. And then season 8, Jeremy came in and went back to Angels and Demons, and that's like my favourite season of all time. Is the whole season 8 has this amazingly dark turn in it. Season 9, you go all the way up to the ending, you get Demon Dean at the end, which is really, really good. And with each change in this format, you know, there's winners and losers, and we lose beloved characters and we get beloved characters. But the truth is, my character ran its arc by season 11. There was nothing for me to do from season 11 onwards. It was like flogging a dead horse. And apart from, I had so much fun with Pellegrino. I really did have something. We played the same scene 67,000 times over the course of 5 episodes. But it was good. It was never about the dialogue that we were saying. It was always about the relationship between his character and my character. And it was great. We did a great job doing it. And I love working with him. I love working with all of them, that's the point. I love doing all that stuff. But it was becoming obvious that there was nowhere to go with that. And so it's time, when it's time to stop doing something, it's time to stop doing something. We can't be sad about it. You can always watch it in reruns. God sakes, I've got 71 episodes. Turn TNT on, you'll find me on something. But you know, onwards and upwards. And you'll continue to love the show, whether I'm on it or not. Whether Bobby's on it, or Charlie's on it, or any of the people, or Meg, all the people, we miss all of these people. But the truth is, the show is the show, and it will always continue that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Do what? What? Come here, you. I feel your heart beating through your shirt.
Sierra.
Hi, Sierra.
Hi. Okay, so we all love you on Supernatural. Obviously, you're the best.
It's just a con to get a hug.
But is there any chance you could maybe come back?
No.
Please?
No.
No, please.
No, no.
Okay, but there's no one to combat him.
He's not exactly hard to beat. Cass is kind of feeble.
In the best way.
It's an interesting conversation we're having here. No.